from two networks to a single network, we could move customers wherever we want because we understood where the core data points and function points were. And Torry Harris built this for me. Torry Harris were in the room when we made the decision to do this. I've had one failure, and I'm not here to sales pitch for Torry Harris. In the past 8 years, I've had one failure from Torry Harris at building a service, and there were hundreds of them. I had one failure. There's nowhere else in IT can I say I've had that quality. And it's not just about Torry Harris, it's also about the philosophy of what we do with this. So let's talk about APIs, application programmable interfaces. And APIs is now the whizzy term. SOA is still the philosophy, API is how it's expressed. Let's look at Uber. Uber, a lot of the PR I don't like it. I don't generally like it. It's kind of how that hunger for it's all about it's about generating money for the founders. They express it very badly. But what they do from a customer perspective is absolutely beautiful. They've taken the app and everything is designed from the customer experience. What's the easiest, most trusted thing for the customer? And a lot of it is built on Steve Jobs' primary change in the market. Steve Jobs didn't change the world through an iPhone or through an iMac. He changed the world through developing trust. And for those who are old enough to remember the first time you could buy iTunes, the key driver for Apple and trust was nothing to do with the device. It was when you bought a track and the little blue circle started, it came all the way around, and depending on the connection you were on, it could take 10 minutes. But once that circle closed, and I can remember this, I could listen to Beethoven's Fifth. I pushed that button, and it was there. I did that twice. I only ever checked it twice. After that, I would buy the album, wouldn't matter. I had trust.
Business services or business APIs. And that is basically what's going to be the foundation for digital transformation. So that'll be the APIs bit that we build on. But the other thing that I want to do is build on his example of Uber. But specifically, I don't want to talk about Uber. What I want to say is there is no reason that what Uber did in disrupting the taxi cab business, there's no reason that had to be done by a startup like Uber. Whether you're going to wait until Uber takes your business, the equivalent of Uber in your industry, or whether you're going to be there first so that the likes of Uber doesn't have an opportunity in your market, in your business, depends on a number of things, but fundamentally it depends on your business-oriented API strategy. So that's the core message. I could just hand the microphone over to Karthik now and go on, but let me put some more meat on those bones. So throughout, what I want to do is emphasize to you, using some of the data that we have at Forrester, how APIs are in the middle of all top business priorities. And so the way that I want to do this is we ask this question: what initiatives are likely to be your organization's top priorities? And we had a number of answers, and one of them was address rising customer expectations. So 88% of the executives we surveyed said that address rising customer expectations was likely to be a top priority. Then we followed that up by saying, well, what are you going to do in order to address that top priority? And what I want to show you as we go out, I'll come back to slides like this, but I'll go quickly through them when we come to them again, is each one of these 4 different things that companies might do. And again, there was a longer list, but I pulled out from that list. Each one of these 4 has APIs written all over it. So if I want to build more connectivity in my products, APIs. If I want to do better integration with other products and services, APIs. So on down to even something like just getting IT systems that are more ready to serve our customers. APIs are written all over that, and these numbers will be in the roughly 30 to 50% range. And so as I come back to these slides, what I want you to take away from it is that I'll talk about some great ideas, different ways to think about your business. But even if you don't go there, APIs are all over your business priorities. And to do the things your business executives want, there are APIs inside if you look at it and understand. Thinking about how I do a business implementation that crosses physical and digital world boundaries. So what I need to do for design customer service is design the whole of it. Our old business first, then requirements document way of doing it would be, let's design, something in the physical world, we'll write requirements and throw them over the wall, versus designing a holistic implementation and understanding things like, for example, if our customer service people have to deal with 5 or 6 applications in order to provide goods, to provide the service that our customers need, is that an effective way to do it? Should we throw a 6th or 7th application at customer service, and now they have to log on and switch between even more in order to serve customers? Or should we design something that is more effective for that user role? If I can get business people talking in terms of the capabilities, technology people can learn and design to that business capability. But there's still other cultural changes that are required. I tell architects when I talk to them that they should think of themselves first and foremost as business people, but just business people who happen to have expertise, not in finance, not in marketing, not in distribution, but in what it takes to structure a business for agility. And it has to do with design concepts like this. The one I want to talk through to explain this a little more is Saxo Bank in Denmark. And the example itself is not necessarily so surprising, but what's important is, it's a good example, but what's important is the way it changed thinking at the company. So they have a trading platform. They offered a white label version of their website to access and run that trading platform. It's great. People have done white labeling, various websites for a long time, so that's good, not surprising. Then they opened up an API into it, so now their customers, their institutional customers, could replace the whole user experience if they had a better idea about it, or they could add on new features, new functions, and integrate it with the trading platform user experience and do new things. And so what's happening here is Saxo Bank is taking a core business capability in its trading platforms, making it a revenue source, decouples innovation. So now, if the institutional customer has a great idea, they don't have to wait on Saxo Bank to implement the idea. They can do it themselves. If they do it themselves, and it wins them a lot of business, Saxo Bank wins for free. Basically, they get the benefit of their customers' innovation. And this I would characterize as a B2B API. So this is why the CEO at Saxo Bank can't stop talking about APIs and the benefit they're providing for their business, because they realize the business agility that this is giving them and the preparedness for any kind of unknown future in digital disruption that might ensue. So you want to improve your differentiation in the market? Got APIs written all over it. This was a good differentiation for them, but is also part of the digital transformation.